Nothing scares people more than a calm person. Someone who doesn't get angry or upset or retaliate. The person who has known anger, who has felt it boil within their gut, only to come out the other side and realize it wasn't worth it. They want to shout at you. They want to scream at you. They want to make you feel as bad as they do. But if you don't give them that satisfaction, if you don't validate their emotion with your reaction, they are left with a profound sense of emptiness.
Ho, ho, ho!
And for some people, that's scarier than any amount of rage. If you want to see a person panic, if you want to see them squirm, if you want to see them spiral out of control, then don't engage. Don't argue. Just listen. Listen to them unravel, to their threats, their tantrums, their attempts to draw you back into their chaos. When we talk about the things that would destroy a narcissist, we're often focused on big things. We think of exposure, of being cut off, of losing the love of family members, friends, or colleagues.
Ho, ho, ho!
But when someone doesn't care, when someone realizes it's time to move on, there's nothing you can do to stop it. There's nothing you can say that will sway them otherwise. No amount of begging, pleading, or cajoling will change their mind. When someone decides to leave, it's the finality of it all that hurts. The universe shrinks down to this one moment. All the memories you made together suddenly irrelevant. Their presence means nothing to you now. And you can't comprehend why they would think otherwise.
Ho, ho, ho!
No one can convince us of something we refuse to see. No one can make us feel something we're not feeling. Everyone is entitled to their own feelings, even narcissists. They can tell us we're wrong until we're blue in the face. They can accuse us of being unreasonable, too sensitive, selfish, cold-hearted, but it doesn't change the fact that we know what we know, that we feel what we feel. And in the end, it's our truth that matters. They can call us crazy, delusional, and narcissist.
Ho, ho, ho!
They can write us off as vindictive and spiteful, but it doesn't alter our reality. We know who we are. A lot of people get stuck in the trap of wanting to win, of wanting to show the other person how much they've hurt us. But the most damaging thing you can do to a narcissist is to be indifferent to them. The ultimate form of revenge against someone who thrives on attention, on validation, on power, is to simply walk away and not give them any of those things. To not give them the satisfaction of a rise out of you.
Ho, ho, ho!
To not validate their reality. Not because you are passive, not because you are weak, but because you are strong enough to let go of the need to defend yourself. Not all reactions are created equal. If they didn't take the high road last time, if they didn't walk away, they may find themselves stuck in a place where they need to constantly defend themselves, where they need to constantly educate others, where they need to constantly persuade others to see the error of their ways.
Ho, ho, ho!
And so much of the time we spend fighting battles that never needed to be fought in the first place. We put up walls around our hearts to protect ourselves from the pain of abandonment. But in doing so, we prevent ourselves from experiencing the joy of connection. We become armored and hardened and able to fully open ourselves up to others. It's hard to stay soft when the world feels so hostile. But the alternative to softness is hardness. And hardness can be a lonely place to live.
Ho, ho, ho!
The poet Rumi once wrote, "Yesterday, I was looking at the moon and thinking of you. Then I saw your shadow fall across the sun and my heart broke." How many times have we held on to someone or something long after it was clear that it wasn't right for us? How many times have we ignored the red flags or rationalized away the warning signs because we were too afraid to let go? We convince ourselves that it'll be different this time. We tell ourselves that we can fix them. We hold on to the hope that someday they'll change.
Ho, ho, ho!
But sometimes the hardest thing we can do is to let go of that hope, to acknowledge that some things aren't meant to be. We often feel guilty about letting go of the past. We feel like we're giving up on something that could be great. But here's the thing, it's okay to let go. It's okay to move on. It's okay to forgive, even if you don't forget. Forgiving doesn't mean condoning. It doesn't mean excusing. It doesn't mean forgetting. It simply means releasing the negative energy that's holding you back.
Ho, ho, ho!
It takes courage to admit we're wrong. It takes strength to apologize. It takes maturity to forgive. And it takes wisdom to know when to walk away. But that's exactly what true strength is, the ability to walk away from all that drama, from the constant fighting, from the endless cycles of dysfunction. The quietest and most powerful response to a narcissist is to simply walk away. It doesn't give them the satisfaction of a reaction. It doesn't give them the validation they crave.
Ho, ho, ho!
It doesn't engage them in the way they expect. It leaves them confused, frustrated, empty. And that confusion only adds to their rage. Because a narcissist cannot cope with the idea that someone doesn't care about their opinion, that someone doesn't need their approval, that someone isn't going to change, that someone doesn't need them. It's a direct challenge to their inflated sense of self-importance. They can't handle the idea that someone would choose to walk away from them.
Ho, ho, ho!
They can't handle the idea that someone would choose to prioritize their own mental health and well-being over their toxic behavior. They can't handle the idea that someone would choose to walk away from them. In moments of intense emotion, it can be challenging to respond with indifference. It requires a level of detachment that can be difficult to achieve in the heat of the moment. But as the Dalai Lama teaches us, our actions speak louder than words. Our behavior is what truly defines us.
Ho, ho, ho!
So, instead of getting caught up in the emotional turmoil, we can focus on our actions. We can commit to treating others with kindness, compassion, and respect, regardless of how they treat us. That way we stay true to ourselves and don't compromise our values. But remember, when you do this, when you choose indifference, when you choose to walk away, when you choose to prioritize your mental health and well-being over their toxic behavior, they will lose their mind.
Ho, ho, ho!
They will try everything to make you stay. They will manipulate, coerce, beg, plead. But you must stay firm in your decision. You must not give in to their demands. You must not let them pull you back into their web of toxicity. You must be willing to walk away from them, to let them go, to set healthy boundaries. That's the most damaging thing you can do to a narcissist. It doesn't give them the reaction they crave. It doesn't give them the validation they need.
Ho, ho, ho!
It doesn't engage them in the way they expect. It leaves them confused, frustrated, empty. and that confusion only adds to their rage. Because a narcissist cannot cope with the idea that someone doesn't care about their opinion.
Ho, ho, ho!